Well, hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Alpine Rhino Beer Review. Yesterday was the 2014 Canadian Brewing Awards, and the winners are announced. So, like always, I'll go through the winners, tell you my thoughts on the winners. This one was held in New Brunswick. I'm actually, it was Fredericton, New Brunswick. It's too bad none of the New Brunswick or Nova Scotian, well, none of the maritime beer reviewers or bloggers could have been over there. Um, Anyway, let's go over the list, right? I'm sorry if my head, let's see, this is where I would be when I'm reading it. Let's just click back to that window and see where it is. Okay, you're going to get the top of my head most of the time, but you know what? Too fucking bad. Okay, so first and foremost, North American style lager. Gold, Brewhouse Pilsner from Great Western Brewing Company in Saskatchewan. Never had anything from there. The only Saskatchewan brewery I've ever drank a beer from is Paddockwood. So, yeah. Premium lager from Quiddy Brewing Company in Newfoundland came next. Quiddy Vidi. Bronze in the North American style lager was Stonehammer Light from F&M Brewery. Usually there was a light category. I don't know if there just wasn't a light category at the Canadians, but oh, you know what? This is weird. So they have a North American style lager, North American style premium lager. Well, then the second should just be, one should be like an all malt, and the other should be an adjunct, shouldn't it? Just that. Um, Anyway, North American style premium lager next. Gold, 311 Hell's Lager from Cole Harbour Brewing Company in BC. Silver, Islander Lager from Vancouver Island Brewing Company. And bronze, Iceberg Beer from Quiddy Vidi Brewing Company in Newfoundland. Wow, that's two right off the bat. I've never even heard of those guys. European style lager, Pilsner. So, Gold Trailblazer Pilsner from Mission Springs Brewing Company in BC. Silver is just Pilsner from Steamworks Brewing Company in BC. I've had some Steamworks beers. They're okay. Bronze Boehner Pilsner from Hoyne Brewing Company in BC. Ooh, not even a steam whistle in the bronze. Wow. Interesting. I'd only say interesting because for a European style lager, whether you like it or not, it actually hits the marks almost perfectly. North American style amber lager, gold. Millennium Buzz Cool Beer Brewing Company in Ontario. Okay, first I'm going to say I fucking hate that beer. It's fucking disgusting. We did a blind taste test in the budget beer ladder match, and every single person voted against that. So, wow. Second, silver, King Vienna Lager from the King Brewing Company. Okay, yeah, it's okay. Bronze, Sea Dog Amber Ale from Vancouver Island Brewing Company. Interesting choices there. North American Style Dark Lager, gold. Side Launch Dark Lager from Side Launch Brewing Company in Ontario. I have never had anything from Side Launch. I don't even know where they're located. Herman's Dark Lager from Vancouver Island Brewing Company, and 33 Acres of Darkness from 33 Acres Brewing Company, BC. Vancouver Island Brewing Company has a bunch of... Okay, here we go. So F&M was in the American Style Lager, and then they have a light calorie reduced lager section. First, Stonewall Light from Cool Brewing Company in Ontario. Now, I've had that. I hated that beer. Lee Russell, El Harlock, had that. He hated that beer. I actually sent one to him, a fresh one. Second, Great Western Pilsner Light from Great Western Brewing Company in Saskatchewan. I've actually been told I should review that beer, but, well, both of them, because right after that is Great Western Light from Great Western Brewing Company. So Great Western Pilsner Light and Great Western Light. One, I'm curious. I would like to get both of those. I'm curious how big a difference there is between the two of them. But I've been asked to review Great Western beers before. I just can't get them here. The Bock category, traditional German style. Springbok from Amsterdam Brewing Company here in Ontario took first. Canoe Bock from Canoe Brew Pub in BC came in second. Big Bock from Hoyne Brewing Company in BC came third. You know what? They're all good. There's a lot of good Bocks out there. Well, I should say the gold medal one was good. The other two I've never had, but there's a lot of good Bocks out there. I think for the most part, a Bock category is a toss-up. Keller beer. First place, La Pitoune from La Trou de Diable in Quebec. Silver, Potts Pills from Moon Underwater, BC. Bronze, Four Winds Pilsner, Four Winds Brewing Company, BC. Okay, now Keller beer is its own style of beer. Well, it's technically, I shouldn't say technically, it's basically a unfiltered Pilsner. Basic, not exact to the T stylistically, but it's basically an unfiltered Pilsner, to the point where if something calls itself a Pilsner in its category, I don't think it should be in the category that doesn't say Pilsner. Just a thing for me. Like Muskoka Cream Ale winning the Pale Ale category in Ontario. It says it's a cream ale. Why is it in the Pale Ale category? Anyway, Le Trou de Diable, I've had some of their beers. I've never had that one. Yeah, again, this is a category of basically all beers I've never had. Porters. Harry Porter from Great Lakes Brewery in Ontario takes first. Red Truck Porter from Red Truck Beer Company in BC takes second. Get Well Porter from Get Well Brewing, Ontario comes in. Where the hell is Get Well Brewing? I've never even heard of that. This is weird. This year, it's like over the last like 6 or 7 months, there's been so many breweries that have just popped out of nowhere that I've never heard of before in Ontario. And I keep up on this stuff. I try to visit these guys. I try to talk to these guys. It's just there's so many kids coming out of the college. There's so many people with extra money to waste right now that they're just all popping up all over the place. And half of them are contract brewers, which is why they're just everywhere, because a contract brewer up until recently just had to have the licensing agreements. So they just popped out of nowhere. And there's just so many of them that I've never heard of. And that's one of them. Harry Porter is good porter. I would have thought maybe some other porters would have made it on there before Harry Porter. It's a very good porter. It's just a very standard porter. Niagara College's Knowledge's porter, for instance, super standard porter. But if it was in this category, if Knowledge's porter was here, then they should have that student deserved to win one of these awards if Harry Porter is up there, because what she made was one of the quintessential stylistic representations of a porter. Just speaking, it wasn't the best blow your mind out porter, but whatever. Strong porters or Baltic porters. Keek in the Cock Baltic Porter from Canary Brewing Company in BC. Canary. I always say it's Canary every single time. Pothole Porter from Half Pints Brewing, and Rye Baltic Porter from Amsterdam Brewing Company in Ontario. Okay, so that is one of the beers from Amsterdam I've never had. Half Pints, I've had a bunch of stuff from them. They've all been fairly decent, so I'm proud of them. The Canary Brewing Company does some really good beers as well, so again, good on all of them. Cream Ale. First place, Portage Ale from Mill Street Brewing Company. Second place, Original 16 Pale Ale from Great Western Brewing Company in Saskatchewan. Bronze, Begbie Cream Ale from Mount Begbie Brewing Company in BC. I've actually had a Begbie beer. I think it was Nasty Habit or something like that. It was an interesting beer. Great Western, again, been asked to review their stuff. Don't have a contact in Saskatchewan to get it, so it's basically off the market. Portage Ale, I didn't like it, but I don't like cream ales all that much. I think it's funny that the beer of the year in Ontario didn't come in first, second, or third in the cream ale category. Kolsch. Gold, Lugtread, Bose All Natural Brewing Company, a beer company in Ontario. Of course, that would come in first. It is the quintessential Kolsch in Ontario. Silver, Harvest Moon Organic Hemp Ale from Nelson Brewing Company in BC. Bronze, the Arctic Ale from Swans Brewing in BC. Never had anything from either of those. Another Kolsch from Ontario that is worth mentioning is the Junction Track Layer Kolsch, I believe it was. That was actually a really good Kolsch. It was one of the best Kolsches I've had. The Lugtread is the most drinkable Kolsch I've had in Ontario, though. North American Style Amber Red Ale. Bone Shaker, Amsterdam Brewing Company. I always thought that was an IPA. It even says IPA on the packaging. 18 Carat Ale from Barkerville Brewing Company in BC came in second, and Red Racer India Style Red Ale, Central City Brewers and Distillers in BC. When did that change? Didn't it always? I don't think it used to say Red Racer India Style Red Ale. I think it used to be India Style Pale Ale. Was it not? That is a really good beer, but I don't remember any of the cans I've had saying Red Razor India Style Red Ale. Just thing. Okay, North American Style Blonde Golden Ale. Gold Capital Blonde Ale from Fork River. Second, Brackenham Session Ale from Junction Craft Brewing Company in Ontario. And third, Blonde Ale from Picaroons Brewing Company. I've hated the Blonde Ale every time I've had it. I've had it 3 times. It's always soured by the time it's gone here. So guys from the Maritimes, don't try and send me a third bottle, because I'll just hate it as well, because it obviously does not stay. But the Capital Blonde, good on you guys for winning. I don't know if I would have put that there, but good on you guys. Junction Craft Brewing, good on you for winning an award too. Great for both of you. Fairly new breweries winning awards, great stuff. Brown Ale, Old Boy from Parallel 49. That actually wasn't a bad beer. Silver, Salt Spring Dry Porter. Salt Spring Island Ales, BC. And third, Bytown Brown from Clock Tower Brew Pub in Ontario. Nice little style there. Just an American style black ale next. Gold, Big Rig's Black IPA from Big Rig Brewery in Ontario. Malevolent Black IPA from Nickelbrook Brewing. And then Grizzly Beer from Bellwoods Brewing Company. Grizzly Beer, to me, is more a brown ale. But, yeah, whatever. Malevolent was amazing last year. I didn't like it all that much this year. And the Big Rig, I haven't had that Big Rig, but Big Rig makes some good beers. Good on you, Chris Phillips, for hiring some good brewers, even if you can't play hockey anymore. Scotch Ales next. First place, Wee Angry Scotch Ale from Russell Brewing Company in BC. I've had some Russell Brewing Company beers, never that. Vickers Vice from Amsterdam Brewing Company. And then last is St. Ambrose Scotch Ale. Vickers Vice was a Scotch Ale? Okay, interesting. I wasn't a big fan of Vickers Vice, to be honest with you. English style Pale Ale Bitter. Gold, Regina Pale Ale from Bushwalker Brewing Company in Saskatchewan. Again, never heard of them, never had anything. Augusta Ale from Kensington Brewing Company in Ontario. And Red Devil Pale Ale from R&R Brewing Company in BC. Sorry, R&B. Augusta Ale isn't a bad beer. It isn't great. It isn't bad. It's what it is. North American style Pale Ale. Rhyme and Reason from Collective Arts Brewing in Ontario won first. Naughty Neighbor from Nickelbrook won second. And Pinball Wizard APA from Get Well Brewing Ontario came in third. So basically, Ryan Moreau got first and second because he is the brewmaster for Nickelbrook, he is the brewmaster for Collective Arts, and he is the brewmaster for Arts and Science, which is the collaboration brewery between the two breweries that is opening up in the old Lakeport facility. Wheat beer, Belgian style wit. Dominus Vibiscum Blanche from Charlevoix came in first. That's a good beer. The Seasonal Citrus Wheat from Dead Frog Brewing Company in BC. Never had that one, but I like some Dead Frog beers. Blanche de Platon from Micro Brasserie de Pit Caribou. Never heard of them or had that beer. Wheat beer, German style, so Weiss. Belguil Hefeweizen from RJ in Quebec came in first. Farnham 12 from Farnham Ales and Lagers Inc. in Quebec came second. I've never even heard of them. Bronze, This is Hefeweizen. Moon Underwater BC, never even heard of them. Belguil is actually an okay beer, though. It's fairly mass marketed, but it's a nice beer. Wheat beer, North American style. Who cares about the North American style wheat beers, right? I don't. Rooster Tail American Pale Wheat, North Winds Brew House in Ontario. Never heard of them again. Silver Sun God Wheat Ale R&B Brewing Company in BC. Then lastly, Sir John A. Honey Wheat Ale from PEI Brewing Company and PEI. Good to see PEI get on this list. It's been mostly BC and Ontario. I haven't seen any Alberta breweries yet, actually. Belgian-style Abbey Ale. Gold, La Fin de Monde from Unibrew. Woo! La Fin de Monde. I really do like that beer. Silver, Blitzen Steamworks Brewing Company from BC. And last, Raftman Unibrew from Quebec. Unibrew could easily take out almost anything in the Abbey Ale style. They have so many of them. Sleeman has let them do basically what they normally do, so good on you, Sleeman. Next is Belgian style strong specialty ale. Gold, Gros Mollet from Microbrasserie de Lac Saint-Jean in Quebec. Second is Flactoon from Microbrasserie Charlevoix. And third is Port Still L'Enfant by Stack Brewing Company in Ontario. First off, that is a good beer, the bronze medal beer, and that's a smaller brewery that I've only had their beer in half growlers that have been like a week or two old, and they were still really good. So I'm glad to see them there. Charlevoix, I've never had that beer, and the one before Charlevoix never had anything from Brewery of Lake St. John's. Barley wine style ale. Ooh, I love barley wines. Ale de Hardy came in first from Brasseurs du Monde. Good on you guys. That's a good beer. Yuletide barley wine. I've never had that one from Wellington, but Kevin and the gang, congrats on that. Etoile de Brasserie barley wine from microbrewery Pit Caribou in Quebec City. Again, I've never had it, but good on you guys. Can't say anything bad about anything there. It's doesn't look strange. There's just not something. When I say I can't say anything bad, it means I don't know what beers were in the category, but nothing pops out that's like, oh my god, why is that there? Like the Millennium Buzz. Stouts. Gold, Sasquatch Stout, Old Yale Brewing Company in BC. Silver, All Out Stout, Bridge Brewing Company in BC. Third place, Shamrocker Potato Stout, Granville Island Brewing Company in BC. Only thing I can say is I don't know what's in that category, but having Granville Island specialty beers, even the still specialty beers after Molson took them over, none of them have been amazing to me. I haven't had that beer, so I can't speak on it, but I'm surprised of all the of all the other BC breweries out there, the Ontario breweries out there, and the Quebec breweries out there that I've had stouts from, that not one of their stouts was able to beat out a Granville Island one. Again, I haven't had that beer. It might be amazing. I'm just amazed at that. Imperial Stouts. Reckoning Russian Imperial Stout from Rock Bottom Brew Pub in Nova Scotia. Ooh, good on you guys. Silver, Zombie Apocalypse from Indie Ale House in Ontario. I've never had that one, but Jay knows his stuff, and so does his staff, so I can't say much about it. And the third place went to the Bottle Imp, Beau's All Natural Brewing Company. I actually loved the Bottle Imp, so yes to that. English Style India Pale Ale. First place went to IPA from Mill Street. Second place went to True North IPA from Magnota Brewing Company. And third place went to IPA from Russell Brewing Company in BC. All I can say is I've had all three of those beers, and none of them were splendid. None of them were spectacular. Of the three of them, though, in all honesty, the Gold is probably the one that best exemplifies an English IPA of those three. But I don't know what else was in the category. There is a lot better English IPAs, in my opinion, than what's on this list. All of them are passable beers, but they were all meh for me. Oh, meh to a point. Then next, American Style IPA. First is Thrust, an IPA from Great Lakes Brewery, Ontario. Next is Karma Citra IPA from Great Lakes Breweries in Ontario. And third place is My Bitter Wife IPA from Great Lakes Brewery in Ontario. That category is kind of unfair. It could have been all Flying Monkeys beers. It could have been all Great Lakes beers. Hell, it could have been all Phillips beers from BC. There are some breweries that just pump out so many IPAs that it's not fair to the other breweries, especially when at an awards you can bring any beer you've sold before, so they could have brought anything. Next category, Imperial IPA. First place, Shoulders of Giants by Flying Monkeys. I never got a chance to get that. I'm kind of sad. Immodest IPA from Nickelbrook came in second. I loved last year's. I heard this year's isn't quite as good. And the Vickers Cross Double IPA from Boxing Rock in Nova Scotia came in third. Congrats to all you guys. Can't say anything bad about it. Whatever. Next is French and Belgian style Saison. Saison de Panache from Brasserie Dunham came in first. Four Winds Saison Brett from Four Winds Brewing Company in BC came in second. And Farmhouse Classic from Bellwoods came in third. Congrats, Bellwoods. Bellwoods actually has so many Saisons, I'm surprised that they don't have this all taken up as well. Next category, Specialty Honey Maple Lager or Ale. First place, Maple Stout from Cannery Brewing. I love that beer. I love it. Next, Sap Sucker Maple Porter from Fernie Brewing Company in BC. Never heard of it, never had it. Third, Braggot from Parallel 49 Brewing, BC. Okay, if we're going to look at special honey or maple lagers or ales, there are so many of them in Canada that it's a hard category to do. I actually wouldn't have been surprised to see a Trafalgar one there, because he does do fairly good meads. Next, fruit beers. Ephemere Cerise from Unibrew came in first. Never had that one. Pumpkinhead Brown Ale from Fernie, it came in second. St. Ambrose Raspberry from McCausland St. Ambrose in PC in Quebec came in third. There's probably much better ones out there that could have taken away the St. Ambrose Raspberry, mattering what was in the category. Wood and Barrel Aged Beers. Gold Russian Imperial Stout by Parallel 49. Never had it. Maverick and Goes from Amsterdam Brewing Company came in second. And 2 Weeks Notice from Bose came in third. I'm kind of curious what the Barrel Aged 2 Weeks Notice is like, because the original was just so blah, so blarg. It just would interest me. And the Maverick and Goes I really liked, so I'm curious what the Wood and Barrel Aged would have been like as well. Wood and Barrel Aged Strong Beers. First, Stalin's Choice from Great Lakes Brewing Company. Second, La Bouteuse Brazen Special from La True de Diable. And third, L'Imperatrice Brazen Special from La True de Diable. Quebec does a lot of barrel aging. Stalin's Choice I've never had. There's a lot of other ones out there too. Old Kentucky Bastard. Great Lakes does a great Stalin's Choice might even just be their Russian Imperial Stout aged in barrels, because that was an amazing beer as well. There is a lot of good, strong barrel-aged beers. Wood and barrel-aged sour beers. First place, Oud Brun from Yaletown Brewing Company in BC. Second place, Co-Hop V from À la Foot in Quebec. I've only had one À la Foot beer and I hated it, but it just wasn't my thing. Last, Flanders Stash from Indie Ale House. Again, there are a lot of good sour beers in Canada too, so I don't know what was in the category. Gluten-free beer. First, Glutenberg IPA from Brasseurs Sans Gluten. Glutenberg Russe from Brasseurs Sans Gluten. And third, Glutenberg Belge de Saison, Brasseurs Sans Gluten. Okay, anyone in Quebec, send me some of these. I want to try them. If they came in first, second, third, I really want to try them. I want to try these gluten-free beers that are award-winning, because I want to see what they're like. I know that in Ontario, Nickelbrook is the main gluten-free beer that people buy from Ontario breweries, other than the specialty Ontario gluten-free breweries, and the specialty ones are pretty gross, like one of them was creamed corn. However, I hear so many good things about Brasseurs Sans Gluten that I really want to try them, and one was sent to me, and that was the one that blew up on my bed. So, experimental beer. First place, the Chocolate Manifesto from Flying Monkeys Craft Brewery. I wouldn't really call that an experimental beer, but that's just me. It is a great beer, though. I just call it a strong stout or a chocolate stout or anything like that, but it was a very good beer. Second, Attel de Savours from Microbrasserie de Lac Saint-Jean. Never even heard of that. Don't even know what it is. And Bronze Smoky the Beer from Russell Brewing Company. Smoky the Beer was also a name for a Wellington one-off one time. So yeah, I'm just saying. Or was it Smokey and the Beer? It might have been Smokey and the Beer. Beer of the Year. Beer of the Year, Sasquatch Stout from Old Yale in BC, and Brewery of the Year, Great Lakes Brewery, Ontario. So again, other than some of those cool beer things and a few little nitpickings, this award is a lot better off than the Ontario one. Probably because they move it from place to place all the time, and it's different judges because it's moved from place to place. But yeah, great, great, great selection of beers have won. Some breweries show up better than others. I'm surprised that there was nothing from Alberta on this list. Really, I was really surprised about that. But PEI showed up, New Brunswick showed up, Nova Scotia showed up, Manitoba, there was a half pints beer on there. Um, Ontario, Quebec, BC. So yeah, Saskatchewan was really big on here. And again, Saskatchewan, I've only had stuff from Paddockwood. And again, I need to find a Saskatchewan person too because I need to try some of those great Western beers. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you did, this was a long video, fuck 25 minutes, but hopefully give me your opinions on it. Thank you. Bye.